in many of the Maamorim that the Rebbe gave out of the Frierdiker Rebbe, the Rebbe wrote Maamorim and Ha'oros. He actually writes in the Pesach Dover that Al Pip Kudas Kveit Kedushas Meir V'Chom Yad Mur Shlita, based on the command of my father-in-law. Hey Safti, I added, and he writes, he added Maamorim and Ha'oros at the bottom of the Maimer and the bottom of the page. In Sefer HaMaamorim Tovshin Ches, there are a lot of Ha'oros and a lot of long Ha'oros, and many of them even in Yonim of Nigla. So in the Maimer for Lag Baimer Tovshin Ches, which is Anila Deidi V'Lai Chikosi, page 182 of Sefer HaMaamorim Tovshin Ches, the Frierdiker Rebbe mentions the union of Eishes Yifastayar. If a person goes to war and he sees a woman, he wants to take her, etc., etc., and there the Pasuk says, V'chashakta bo, if you desire her, all kinds of dinim the Torah tells us. So here the Rebbe wrote a long ha'orah in the subject of Eishes Yifastayar with many details in that inyan, and inyanim in Nigla. So we all know that the story is that Shmuel said to the Frierdiker Rebbe, Asipastnish, it doesn't fit the best that you should have such a ha'orah in a maimer. And there are different versions of what exactly the Frierdiker Rebbe answered him. But I heard from Harav Abrams, Rabbi Yosef Abrams, who's the senior Mashpia Bas in Yeshiva, who heard from Rabbi Avram Hesh Cohen, who was a big Goen. He was the Reish HaKelel in Kvar Chabad. And he heard this from Reb Shmuel Levitin himself, what the Frierdiker Rebbe answered him. When he came to the Rebbe the first time, I think it was Tishrei Tovshin Chaf Aleph, he spoke to Reb Shmuel, and Reb Shmuel himself told him what the Frierdiker Rebbe told him, and he himself told us over to Rabbi Abrams what the Frierdiker Rebbe said. When he said this to the Frierdiker Rebbe said to him, Reb Shmuel, Mizokta Chafayich Azizait Aklug Yerid, Was mischte Sach in a Maimer? They say about you that you're a smart person. Why are you getting mixed in? Why are you getting involved in a Maimer? In other words, from these words, we see that the Frierdiker Rebbe considered the Ha'oros of the Rebbe at that time as part of the Maimer. He didn't tell him that why do you get involved in things that my son-in-law does, or why do you get involved in these things which is not so important, or it's not your business, or whatever. He used the Lashon the way he told over, Vos mishter zacharein in a Maimer. He was talking about the Ha'oros of the Rebbe on the Maimer of the Frierdiker Rebbe, and this was while the Frierdiker Rebbe was the Rebbe. Nevertheless, the Frierdiker Rebbe referred to the Rebbe's Ha'oros, and even though it was a Nigle, the Rebbe Ha'oros, this is part of the Maimer. And he said to him, Vos mishter zach in a Maimer. So this is much deeper than the other versions that we heard that the Frierdiker Rebbe said, that it's geschmack to learn with his Ha'oros, etc. Other expressions, maybe he said it some other time, but this time he said to Reb Shmuel, Vos mishter zach in a Maimer, because he referred, in other words, he referred to the Rebbe Ha'orah as part of the Maimer.